Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, where our trial's not going so good, which is not unusual. Judges against us already, just still pretty fast, but not completely unheard of. Now we're trying to figure out what is going on with this mask. Why would it have been there? The victim was a former pro wrestler and a member of the anti-merger movement. Need I say more? Well, maybe for Mr. Justice, he's a... Could it really be? Your baldness has had an epiphany, I see. Our victim, Rex Hubie, was the amazing Ninetails. And the mayor's discovery of such was his motive for murder. No! I think we're in trouble. Order! Order! What a shocking development. A motive clearer than crystal clear. What do we do now, Apollo? I think they tie the alderman's secret identity to the mayor's motive for murder. At last we've reached my real point. Why did the alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, your baldness? I admit it does. It is odd that he had to create this other persona just to secretly participate in the anti-merger movement. Very astute of you, your baldness. Right, now take a look at this. If you value your dearest life, you will merge Ninetails Vale with Tenma Town. The blackmail letter was found in Alderman Kyubi's pocket. But what? At present, the alderman's wife is in the hospital, and that letter is clear evidence the mayor was blackmailing him by threatening her life. Wait, didn't the blackmail letter sent to Mayor Tenma go missing? Right after the alderman's murder? Maybe the killer took the letter from the mayor after the murder and planted it into the alderman's pocket? It's possible, but we don't have any proof that that's what happened. How being up a creek without a paddle. Blackmail letter added to the court record. Threatening letter discovered in one of Alderman Kyubi's pockets. Mayor Tenma would have made a clean getaway if he just left after planting the yokai things, but he was knocked out cold by his sudden decision to kill the amazing Ninetails. It was the amazing Ninetails' counterattack that brought the entire crime to light. Wait a sec. Fulbright's claiming that the mayor killed the alderman after planting the yokai evidence. And that the mayor was knocked out cold immediately after that? That doesn't make any sense. Detective Fulbright, please add your previous statement to your testimony. Mayor Tenma killed the sleeping alderman after planting the feathers and tracks. Nope. Hold it. Yeah, because the tracks are moving away. Right?
Objection!
Detective Fulbright, your sense of justice is anything but fair. Ooh, what's this? You dare question my justice again? Yes, and I'm going to prove it to you. Take a look at this photo. This is the crime scene photo, and just what does this prove? It proves when the feathers and tracks were planted. Ooh, but I already told you they were planted before the murder. The defendant planted the yokai evidence and was knocked out while killing his victim. But that would be impossible. If you look right here, it's clear the feathers and tracks were left. When the feathers and tracks were left at the scene. Right? So, because the feathers are, like, the feathers themselves aren't really bloody, right? Alright.
Take that!
Aren't you just pointing to the yokai feathers and tracks, Mr. Justice? Yes. See how the feathers are on top of the blood and the tracks were made in blood? In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder. The mayor must have planted the evidence after killing the alderman. But you said it yourself. The mayor had been knocked unconscious thereafter. There would have been no time for him to plant any evidence at all. Therefore, there must have been someone else besides the mayor and the alderman at the crime scene. Ah! There must be some mistake. Don't worry, I'm sure what's-his-face will come up with something. Drive us all nuts. Order! Order! Where's your evidence? You can't possibly have any, can you? Ha 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 ha. Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness's testimony for you. You do? But how? Was my vaunted sense of justice really just half-baked? He's taking this really hard. Mr. Justice, what is this testimony regarding a third party that you claim to have? I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. It was the demon Tenma Taro. He's the source of those feathers and tracks. Well, not him. Actually, him in that costume. Ugh. Will somebody please say something? The defense will explain to the court exactly what he means. You dare mock this court and justice itself? You aren't fit to bear your name, boy. Your baldness, it appears our defense attorney here, is delirious from exhaustion. Apollo, think of something quick before you're held in contempt of court. What do you think I'm trying to do? Before you decide whether I should step down, please, hear me out. Very well, Mr. Justice, I'm all ears, but you'd better explain yourself well. What was this yokai you were talking about? It's all in the statement here. Jinxie Tenma asserts that she saw Tenma Taro. After she discovered the crime scene and called the police, she came around a corner in the hall. It was around here. That's when she saw Tenma Taro fleeing toward the foyer. The defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left those feathers and tracks behind, intentionally or otherwise. What? How incredibly unjust. Why haven't I heard about this before? The defense just proved there was someone else? So the mayor wasn't the killer? Was it all set up? The prosecutor is a convicted felon after all. Apollo, the momentum has shifted in our favor. Good, now let's keep it that way. Yes, something dumb that doesn't matter. Little do you realize that though you are in the midst of a fray, your sword is broken. My sword? I didn't know I had one to break. Are you implying there's a problem with my claim? Consider this. If that yokai impersonator had indeed fled toward the foyer, that fool and that fop would have seen him. Fool and fop? Oh, you mean Filch and LaBelle. Now that you mention it. Both Phineas Filch and Florent LaBelle were in the foyer at the time, but they haven't stated that they saw a yokai, have they? Did you ever consider that yokai was but a figment of a scared little girl's imagination? Why didn't those two see Tenma Taro impersonator pass by? Why don't we ask them ourselves? I was just about to say that myself. No, really, I was. The defense would like to call Mr. Phineas Filch, caretaker of QB Manor, to the stand. I just know you must have seen something. I suppose we can't ignore the fact that the little girl believes she saw a monster. I trust you have no objections to Mr. Justice's request, Prosecutor Blackquill. I understand that Mr. Filch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby. I knew that Tanuki was a rare find, but when we captured him, I didn't think he'd end up a witness. Do with him as you will. Did you just say captured? No, wait. I don't want to know. Very well then, bailiff, please go wake up Mr. Filch and escort him to the witness stand. Will the witness state his name and occupation, please? The name's Filch, Phineas Filch, caretaker, QB Manor. Oh, and this is for you, your lordship. Just a little something I thought you might like. Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes. And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch. Ah, it's those shoes again. Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright? Don't tell me Fitch stole them again. They're all yours, Your Honorship, sir. Why would they seem awfully expensive? Yep, too expensive for me, but I reckon they'd be perfect for someone like Your Honorship. A kind gesture, but the legal ethics dictate I can't accept such gifts. Ethics, mechtics. Just take them if you want them. Polish them up real nice. Polish them up real nice for you, too. I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Ted Mataro in the foyer after the murder. Alright, we can do this. We can do this. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty at the foyer, just like Mr. QB's asked. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, get to our guest. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree. The yokai you keep jabbering on about was but a phantom of a little girl's dream. So you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Ted Mataro? Yup, was guarded the whole time. That's the truth, the whole truth, nutter buttered the truth. The holy truth. That's the truth, the holy truth, and nutter buttered the truth. And Ted Mataro, bah, you don't really believe in all that yokai mumbo jumbo, do ya? I certainly don't. Lies! My bracelet. It's... Anything the matter, Apollo? My bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? So you think that Mr. Tanuki, Filch has been lying to us? I wouldn't rule it out. Now, if I could just zero in on a tell, some sort of nervous habit. Ah! What? What in the... What's a hawk doing in here? What? He has an attack hawk? What? That's not fair. Allow me to introduce my trusty cohort, Taka. He seemed to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse, made it his new home, in fact. He doesn't live with you? He doesn't live with you, in jail. He's never heard of a courthouse bird. Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud. That queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear bosom buzzard. Is this some sort of trick or... Ah! Won't be able to spot squat like this. Well, what the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills. Can we get the bird out of the court? No pets or other animals allowed in the courtroom. Ah! Somebody help! Though he's merely having a bit of sport, he won't harm you, save when truly famished. In that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, you will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed. Looks like we have to do this the old-fashioned way. We'll be fine, I think. There's someone dressed as Ted Mataro there. Filch should have seen him. We'll just have to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now. Mr. Justice, please proceed with your cross-examination. Okay. Mr. Filch, why did Alderman QB have you handle guard duty? Because he trusts me. I am the manic caretaker after all. So you took said guard duty seriously? Let me tell you something about me. Yipes. Listen here, you little tanuki. Get straight to the point and be quick about it. The court was just to hear what you did or didn't see in the foyer and not else. Yes, of course, sir. Right away, sir. Blackwell's got him completely under his thumb. Like I said, I was guarding the foyer entrance that day. Okay. So no one could get to him. Sounds like security was pretty tight. That's because there's always lots of sneaks and thieves around festival time. And the solution was to entrust the man or security to a thief? It's not even funny. Maybe it's a matter of stopping thieves by hiring one. After all, it takes one to know one. I don't know, it seems more like letting the fox guard the hen house to me. So the witness testifies that he took his guard duty seriously? Yes, sir, Your Honorship, sir. Give me a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. Oh. No, we actually know that's not true. Hold on. Did you really keep an eye on the foyer the entire time? Ooh, got him. That poor old Filchy. Been working hard my whole life. only to be smeared by some greenhorn in his fancy schmancy suit and silly haircut. Ah, sorry, sir. Sorry, Mr. Blackwell, sir. Didn't mean to get off subject here. Sheesh. Blackwell didn't even say anything. To answer your question, yes, I kept an eye. No, both of them, in fact, on the foyer. Lies! Alright, let's see what we get out of this. I see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree. I'm gonna go back. Present. Yeah, you were watching TV.
Objection!
Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch. Hey, it ain't right to bushwhack a fellow like that. Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see that at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled. Something you'd never miss. Ah, I didn't watch that one. No, siree, I was doing my job just like I was supposed to. This guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right? Yipes. Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, "It was a complete disaster." Ah. So, do you admit to slacking off? You can't trick me with your Rudy Poop lawyer talk. I'm one of the professional types too. I can do double duty, watch the TV and the foyer at the same time. The only thing Filch can claim to be a professional of is professional thief. Mr. Justice, you would have this court believe the witness was slacking off? That's correct. He claims to have been watching TV and the foyer at the same time, but that's nothing but a bold-faced lie. Bold, you say, but I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you meant to the witness, Mr. Justice. And in that case, let's see what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV and the foyer simultaneously. Now prove it. Oh, we've got a... not that one. That one. You can see where the he can't watch the TV at the same time. Come on. Please take a look at the direction the TV is facing in this diagram. Now, unless Mr. Filch's eyes where his right ear should be, I think it'd be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time. Why, yes, I'm watching TV. There couldn't possibly see the entrance. Exactly, and that means, Mr. Filch, you were slacking off and were not watching the foyer as you claimed. Yipes. The bag's out of the cat. I mean, the other way around. Got him. Alright. Mr. Prosecutor, what stupid thing you have to say now? Order! Yeah, but Mr. Justice, is Mr. Filch's less than stellar work ethic relevant to the case? Yeah, because it means he could have missed it. It's very relevant because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Ten Mataro impersonator in the foyer. What now? Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered. What are you talking about, the camera? I'm really sick of this bird already. This. Not a mind reader. Ah! Auditory sense. His eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were still hard at work. Right, Tanuki? Are you freaking come on! The camera would have made more sense. They were? Yes, they were. But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't. My eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I'd have heard anyone in the foyer. You see the foyer floor and stairway get all creaky squeaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creak, creak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon. So you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk by? Yup. My ears were working full time, so who's the liar now, you no good shyster? A lying thief called me a shyster. This has to be the low point of my fledgling career. Gotta hand it to you, Mr. Blackwell, sir. You really are something else. I mean, you don't miss a thing. And them bags under your eyes, they're darker than mine. Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Taka's particularly fond of Tanuki. Should you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu. Yipes! Please don't eat me, Mr. Taka, sir. The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. Is that legal? All of this seems illegal. And with that in mind, the court requests that the witness revise his testimony accordingly. Ears working overtime. It's true, I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My ears may have been slacking off, but my eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. The floor there's all creaky, squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. So you see, there weren't no Tenmataro in the foyer. Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand? A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai demons and such. We must use common sense. For lacking that, our entire world would be but upside down. Gonna let that one go. Says the convict prosecutor, who is totally a sign of the end times for the legal world. Never mind. Paul pretty much covered it. Besides, if there are any yokai roaming about, I'd nab them and sell them to the zoo. I wonder whether Jinxie was seeing things. That seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns. If we can't prove she saw Tenmataro, the mayor's sure to be convicted. We better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Hold it!
You are paid for your work, aren't you? So how do you justify watching TV on the job? But it ain't easy being me. I mean, I can't watch TV when we have visitors and there's no way to record stuff. Sorry, am I supposed to be consoling you over your first world problems? If those are his only problems, he should consider himself lucky. That's pro wrestling serious business, Mr. Filch. Does he gamble?
Hold it!
You lied earlier about taking your guard duty seriously, didn't you? Oh, that. Ain't no harm in bending the truth a little, right? Listen to me, you little tanuki. Lie again, and Taka shall feast upon that forked tongue of yours. Yipes. Sorry, just let me keep my tongue. At least leave it until we get the truth out of him in any case. You were negligent in your duties, were you not? Yes, sir, I was, sir, but it ain't like that.
Hold it!
What do we got here? So, you have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch. As good as they come, I'd say. Ain't nothing to hear, creaky floor. Plus, the Tenmataro makes sound when he goes by. It's like a... Oh, you messed up! Oh! Like a jingle jangle. Jingle jangle? How does he do that? It's that staff of his. That's what jingle jangles. Why is he talking about, Apollo? Yes! Oh my god, he blew the whole thing. Here we go. Beats me, but I guess Tenmataro has a staff that makes no— oh my god, come on, guys! Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? She says she saw Tenmataro holding a staff-like object that made a jangly sound. I guess it's the source of the noise, then. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Filch says Tenmataro jingle jangles. Would you consider that vital information? Very important. Extremely vital. I requested it be added to his testimony. Oh my god. 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 The staff would have gone jingle jangle. Do I press this or just...
Hold it!
Alright, let's press. So Tenmataro staff makes a distinctive sound. Yep. Like a jingle and a jangle. Wait, Jinxie says something like that. Something about Tenmataro making a jangly sound. I think we're missing something. No. But I can't quite put... no, I can. I can't go back. Perhaps I should take a look at the court record. Yeah, go back. Okay, I just wanted to get that... You see, there weren't no Tenmataro. Yeah, okay. If Tenmataro was passed by, his staff would have gone. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? Hold on. Blackmail letter, autopsy. Was it in her statement? He was carrying a staff-like implement that jingled. She couldn't call... well, that would just back it up. Wait! She couldn't call for help because there's no one else in the hall. Okay. Hold on. Okay, maybe... the other one is... Ooh, this is gonna be important. Because look, there's no... He's flying, but I don't see the staff. The other one I was thinking... Temataro looks like. It seems those who foolishly choose to depict the demon are cursed. I'm torn. I'm really torn on this. He's carrying a small staff like imp. But is that normally how he's depicted as a thing? But that that actually kind of backs up what he's saying. I feel like this contradicts him more. I don't know. And then would have gone like just the fact that he knows it does that is a contradiction. Maybe soul document showing what Temataro. I think this has to be it. Tenmataro's staff would make a jangly sound, you say? Well, I'm going to say your story doesn't add up. Is there something defense would like to share with the court? Mr. Filch, you say that you didn't see Tenmataro on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now that Tenmataro would be holding a staff? Huh? You see, the Tenmataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hands, and she described its sound just like you did, as a kind of jangly sound. Yeah, so he's holding the staff. What's your point? I'm surprised he hasn't been shot dead with a poisoned dart yet. The point is that Tenmataro doesn't use a staff, not normally. What are you talking about? You see, this is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. Is there a staff in that picture, Mr. Filch? You're right, there is no staff, not even a cane or a walking stick. Ah! So the question is, why does the witness think Tenmataro uses a staff? I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level. Well now, this is getting interesting. Right, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Tenmataro carries a staff. He actually saw Tenmataro. Filch's guy. I mean, those bottom two things are both true, but I think this is where they were going. Mr. Filch actually saw Tenmataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could possibly know about the staff. Busted again. Bloody hell, you duplicitous little... Yes, how'd that feel, Blackwell? We'll have to find out how that felt in the next episode. Ah, it's getting good now. I think we got him. I'm assuming there's gonna be... more, like... I feel like we're missing so much. Because, I mean, obviously the game shows you who did it. I'm just trying to figure out how we tie it back to him. I don't think we have enough to go on just yet, but we'll see what happens. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.